Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you've seen my video, The First Stages of Wedding Planning, then you already know that one of the first steps in the wedding planning process is choosing your wedding theme and colors. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'm going to link it up above. Definitely check that out because if you're in the early stages, it should be incredibly helpful to you. Since you're here, I know what you're thinking. How do I pick my wedding theme and colors? Maybe you are stuck between a few different options and you don't know which one to pick, or maybe you just have absolutely no clue where to begin and you are completely stuck. Either way, no worries. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the steps that you can be taking if you're having trouble deciding. Before we jump in, my name is Julia and I am the owner of Julia Noel Weddings. On my channel, I help you guys plan your wedding. So without further ado, let's talk wedding colors. So you're trying to decide on a wedding theme and color scheme. That rhymed. I'm going to share several wedding theme and color scheme ideas and inspiration so that you can narrow them down and ultimately come out with a wedding theme for your wedding. I do want to preface by saying that wedding colors and color schemes and themes, it's all very subjective. I might like one thing and I might be drawn to one color palette. You can be drawn to something completely different, and that's okay. The purpose of this video is to share ideas and inspiration so that you can come out with what appeals to you. So first off, it's important to note that your wedding theme and colors may have a direct correlation or impact on your wedding venue and season. Some venues already have accent colors or decor that fit a certain style, and you need to be aware of that, which leads me to the first step. Step number one, decide any must-haves. Do you already have the venue and season picked out, or are you stuck between a few options and you want your final color palette to help you make that decision? I say this because some brides know right off the bat that they want the rustic wedding in a barn or maybe the tropical wedding on the beach. Knowing that that is a must-have for you will be super helpful in narrowing down that final color palette. For example, my husband and I love the color blue. Then we narrowed it down to a nautical theme. It led us to determining that we wanted a waterfront venue, and then that waterfront venue had mint accents. So then I added mint as an accent color to my color palette. If it weren't for the nautical wedding theme being a must-have for us, we wouldn't have known to look for waterfront venues. Your color scheme might be your must-have, or your venue, or your style, which leads me to step number two. Get inspiration. Whatever those must-haves might be, start looking at inspiration. See the color scheme and theme in context. That will help you get more and more ideas. So get yourself more inspiration. That never gets old. Now, if you have absolutely no clue and you're completely stuck, then don't worry about this step. There will be plenty of time for you to come back to step number two. You can skip to step number three, but a narrow focus will definitely help you in determining what you like and what you don't like. Pro tip, think about a wedding theme during the inspiration phase. Like I just mentioned, nautical was my wedding theme. I was able to get a lot of inspiration and ideas just from looking up nautical wedding ideas. That focus helped me identify that I like the blue and white striped look. I gathered that from looking on Pinterest. So here are some of my other favorite wedding theme ideas for you to gather inspiration from. A beach theme in the summer, pumpkin theme in the fall, Halloween theme in the fall, pastels in spring, and a holiday theme in winter. I won't go into too much detail on these themes now, but if any of them resonated with you, start there. Look up some inspiration on those themes and see what you like and what you don't like. Step number three, choose a primary wedding color. Every color palette has a primary color. You can almost think about this as the focal point. This color may be used for the bridesmaids' dresses, or maybe it's in your linens and your centerpieces. It could even be incorporated in your floral arrangements. This color is what you want to be the most prominent, and it'll set the tone for the rest of your wedding decor and design. Whatever color you feel the most drawn to, that should be your primary wedding color. Let's take a quick detour because for those of you that are stuck, I know you're probably wondering, how do I pick? There are so many options, and you would be 100% right. So there are 6 main colors in the color wheel: red, yellow, blue, which when mixed together make orange, green, and purple. And I'm adding pink as a separate item because honestly, pink got gypped. So when looking at these colors, there are so many options that you can pick from. Now I'm just gonna go through each color and just show you some shades you might decide to use for your primary color. If you're going for a red color scheme, you can pick a bright red like a crimson, or a darker red like a maroon, a dark orange like a rust, a burnt orange, tangerine, peach, which is a little bit more on the pink side, burnt yellow like a mustard color, a brighter yellow like a sunflower, and then do a pastel like a light yellow. You can do a deep dark green like emerald, a Kelly green like a brighter green, a teal, you can do a sage followed by a mint color. Then for blue, you can do a dark blue like a navy, you can do a brighter blue like a royal blue, baby blue, dusty blue, which is like a gray toned, followed by a light blue like a mist color. You can do a dark purple like a plum, or royal purple, which is like a brighter purple, a lilac, and then you can do a lavender. For pink, you can do a bright pink like a fuchsia, candy pink like cotton candy, a more gray pink like a dusty rose, and then you can go for a more muted lighter pink like a petal pink. See what stands out to you, which colors speak to you. Pro tip, the names don't matter. Everyone is going to name these shades of colors differently. When you're looking for bridesmaid dresses, for instance, one company's maroon can vary completely from another company's maroon. Definitely get fabric swatches. I would even say provide swatches to your vendors, but don't drive yourself completely crazy, because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be perfect. So don't strive for perfection, but you do want to make sure that you're being cognizant of that, because if you tell one vendor maroon, they might come out with one version of it, then telling another vendor maroon. Step number 4, choose accent wedding colors. This is where your whole wedding palette just starts to really come together. What color pairings resonate with you? At this point, you already have a primary color. Try and match other colors with it and see what you like. Many people choose to pair their primary color with some neutrals like a white, a gray, a tan. At this point, you might even be thinking about what metallic you want to use. Do you want your silverware to be silver? Do you want your accents to be gold or brass or rose gold? At this stage, you definitely want to start thinking about the whole wedding theme design and how you want that to look on your big day. Again, the sky is the limit, so how can we narrow down the many options? Which leads me to our next pro tip. Pick a direction, bold or muted. This can be super helpful if you're really stuck. At least narrow down that focus. For example, looking at our color wheel, every color has an opposite. So if you want your orange to really pop, add blue as an accent color. Blue and orange are on opposite sides of the color wheel, and that will really contrast nicely so that your orange pops even more. On the other hand, if you want more of a muted palette, I would lean toward more of the cool colors and then pair those with other cool colors. So if blue is your primary color, you can pair that with a green. Greens and blues pair so nicely together because they're on the same side of the color wheel. There will be less contrast and they will look a lot more natural together. I know I definitely like more muted tones. Navy blue and mint green still popped, but it still wasn't super bold. Okay, step number 5, board it out. If you decide on a wedding theme and color scheme, but don't actually document it, did you even do it? I don't think so. So the next step is to put it on paper or on your computer or however you want to do it. This part really doesn't matter how you do it, just that you do it. The idea is that you want to put your colors together and start to see them as a palette so that you can really get a feel for whether or not you like the colors together or not. Some people use free design tools like Canva, completely up to you. The other thing I'll recommend is that you look at your colors in context. I don't think it's enough for you just to look at your color pairing and see, oh, I like that color pairing. You need to look at how it's going to look in a wedding. Look on Pinterest. Look to see what people have pinned, because at the end of the day, your color palette might look great on paper, but how is that going to translate to your wedding? I definitely recommend looking at real photos of real weddings as well before officially deciding on a color palette. All right, that's all for today, guys. I hope that was helpful for you if you're trying to figure out how to pick your wedding theme and colors. If you still are stuck and you're still not really sure what direction to go in, feel free to drop that in the comments. Let me know down below that you're still struggling, and I will personally help you out and give you some of my ideas and inspiration. And when you do decide, let me know. Tell me in the comments. I would love to know what you finally picked so that I can live vicariously through you guys. I love hearing how I inspired you guys, so please feel free to share once you do decide on a wedding theme theme and color scheme. And if you want to stay in touch with all things weddings, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos each week, and I can't wait to share more wedding tips, tricks, and advice with you all. Until next time, happy wedding planning.